A useful tool that we can utilize is the Quick Profile tool, and that's found under the Profiles, going down the Quick Profile. And it does create a temporary profile view, and you can create it from polylines, regular lines, lot lines, feature lines, or just pick a series of points. We use this a lot of times when we just want to look at a site and determine how the grades are going and that sort of thing. So it's just a nice quick little inquiry type tool. So I'm just going to use it by just putting in 2 points. So I just go and it says, okay, select the object. I don't have one. I'm just going to go with the down arrow and I'm going to do it by points. And I'm just going to come in here and just pick a couple points and say over here. So it's just going to bend in that and then just hit enter. And then it says, hey, what surface? I only have the one surface in here right now, so that's the existing grade. You can choose some different labeling on here. I'm just going to do, major grid points. It's not important, but you can add some things on there. Hit OK, and then I got to pick a spot for this, and there it is. And then it'll give me my information here. I can dismiss that. And there is my quick profile that I can, just use, and I can see, oh, it really goes steep there. All right, now I'm going to show you a couple ways to create a design profile. So the first one is going to be probably the easiest one that you're going to be able to use, and it's going to be using what we call the best fit profile method. Okay, so go ahead and save this drawing as best fit profile, because then I want you to go back to your original, and we're going to do it another way as well. Okay, so go ahead and save it as best fit, and we will use that method for that. Okay, so we're going to go to profile, and we're going to create best fit profile. Okay, and we're going to click on the profile that we're going to use, this surface profile here, and it's going to pull up this dialog box, and there are a couple changes we're going to make for this. First thing we want to do is we're going to input type. For us, it's the surface profile. So we're trying to create a profile that best fits this surface profile here. Okay, and that's the one I've got designated. We'll keep this one, maximum radius deflection, keep that as is. We're going to use parabolic. And the different kind of draw methods, we're going to keep the above and below method. That is perfectly fine, but that's just trying to, if we want to keep it above only, but we're going to keep above and below. We make sure we're on dev alignment, which we are, and that's our profile. Okay, and we need to choose now on here a design profile, because that's what we're going to create. I'm going to uncheck these. We don't need to see any of these reports. And we're going to click OK, and it will have created for you your profile. Okay, and no labels on it yet, and we can add those labels later, but I'm going to show you that. You can click on it, and you can note that we can then edit this profile, and that's what we'll do here. We'll go ahead, and when we select this profile, we're going to go to the geometry editor. Okay, so this is going to allow me, you can also click on the big green button here, and you can see a number of line segments here. Okay, I got my PVI stationing, and I also have my grade in, grade out for this. Okay, it actually looks pretty good, and generally it does a pretty good job. Sometimes it gets a little wonky on that. And let's go ahead and click on it though, and again, geometry editor, and we're going to look, and you can manipulate and move some of this stuff, but what I want to do in our case is I want to remove a couple PVIs, in other words, points where they're going to put a curve in. And what I want you to do is, we're looking in this area here, and this is around station 6+00, and I want to get rid of this. I don't need an additional curve, seems a little busy, so I can click up here and then just click here, and I've removed it. Okay, and that looks good. Now I'm going to add some labels. Okay, and to do that, I'm just going to click on my profile here. So I got my profile lit, and I'm going to edit profile labels, and it's going to bring this up, and this is where I can add in the various labels I want to see. And the first one I want to do is my crest lines. This is my crest curve, sorry. And all I do is hit add, and I hit OK, and there it is. It added all the labeling for my crest, and it'll give me reports such as, you know, where my what my K value is and my length of my vertical curve and a bunch of good stuff in there. Okay, now let's go add additional labels. Let's do now the sag. So I got to select that. So I got to add, I got my crest, and now I want to add my sag curves. I'll add those. Okay, and let's hit OK on that. And now I've got my sag curve there. I then can edit the profiles again and add an additional labels. And the last thing I want to do is lines. Now here you want to make sure you select % grade, because when we're talking center line of roads, we use % grade, which means that a 1% grade means it either, if it's a positive, it's gaining 1 foot of elevation for every 100 foot of horizontal distance. So that's generally how we will label those, and I hit OK. And now all the line segments in between, oh, didn't work. Let me try that again. Click on that, edit labels. Oh, I got to add it. Let's do that again. Lines, yep, % grade, then you got to hit add, okay? And then hit apply and OK, and there it is. This is my slope on my line segments labeled. Okay, so go ahead and save that, and that'll be one of the files you submit, and that's just your best fit profile. Okay, and that's the computer doing most of the work. Okay, so now we're going to show you how to design using the profile creation tools. So that's found under here, profiles, and we're going to use profile creation tools, and it says, hey, you got to select it. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to call this one dev-profile. Okay, you give a description here, and it is a design profile, and we will do no labels for now. We can always add those as you saw before. And you can also, you click here and you can see there's design criteria, so I can use that criteria. I'm not in this case, but that's there, and it's pulling from the AASHTO tables, and you can even pick different years on which tables you want to use. And I'm going to get OK. And then it pulls up this, and this is where we really will do most of the designing here. And you got a couple choices. You can do a draw with no curves, with curves. This is where we would put in our settings for our curves. These are our lengths of our curves, both our crest and our sag. You can also put them in by K values, but we're not going to do that. That's something you'll learn in Introduction to Transportation, and we'll keep that. And what I'll probably do is I'll just draw this by tangents, okay? And everyone's going to look slightly different. There's no wrong way of doing this, okay? So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to snap to this endpoint. And I'm just going to pick a few spots here. And I'm just trying to follow the terrain here. Might exaggerate this one a little lower. And then I'm going to kind of bring it to grade here. And then I'm just going to finish it by connecting in here. And there we go. So that is my centerline profile. But then, you know, I don't want to just have tangents. I want to add some curves in there. So I'm going to add probably a couple curves in here. I'm probably going to add a curve here, 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 and here. Again, yours will be different. That's fine. To do that, again, I've got my profile creation tool up here. I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to choose the free vertical parabolic curve. Okay. So to do this, all I'm going to do is select on the tangent coming in and the tangent coming out. And then it says down here, you can see it says 150. I'm going to give this one a distance of 100. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to choose 100 as well. Okay. And I'm going to keep doing that for these and just keep creating them with radius, curve length, sorry, of 100. And the last one, here we go. And that one I'm going to give you save it, use the 150. Okay. And there we go. I have now entered all my curve data in for this. And again, if I want to add labels to this, again, I go to Edit, Labels, come in here. I'm going to put in my crest. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add my sag, add that, and also my line. And remember to switch it to % grade. Add that, and apply an OK, and it adds in all my geometry, or my labels for that. And it looks pretty good. I could probably set one more here, but that's not quite necessary because it's not a big change. It's only changing less than 1%, so we can get away with that. So you don't necessarily have it. Anything less than 1 or 2% difference in elevation will not require a vertical curve typically. And go ahead and save that as what you would use going forward with this project. Okay, the last thing I want to do here with this is to go back and we want to label our alignment. Last thing here. So very easy to do. To do that, you can just click on the profile itself, and you can click there and it will automatically filter it out, and you can see I can do multiple segments is that one way I usually go. And so it'll label all my lines and curves just like we did on the parcels. So I'm going to hit that. And then it says select alignment. Click that, and there it is. And that's where we got all the centerline alignments and the curve data's on there as well. And if we want, you could add a curve table, but we don't because this isn't really too much on there. So everything looks good. Go ahead and save that